you want to set up a startup company, or you already have, then probably every day there's a lot of questions you're asking yourself. Would it be nice to have something like the silver bullet, or somebody where you could go to ask them, now what should I do, what should be the next move, and how can I make my startup a successful company? Now that sounds to be good to be true, and yet we've got two wonderful guests here on the stage, and well, I think you did find exactly that kind of philosopher's stone, namely an idea scanner, which is the decision-making support for company. It's the largest privately funded research project on the success factors of companies. So please welcome Melanie and Andreas G. Stütz. Well, great to have you here today. Thanks a lot, Carmen, and welcome to the Idea Scanner. Our name is our program. We scan business ideas, and we do so on the basis of AI. And how you can implement smart thinking, that's what we would like to tell you. Now let me ask you first, who knows who this is and what the name of that vehicle is which the gentleman is flying? Yes, indeed, that's James Bond in his Little Nelly, a so-called flying car, a gyrocopter. And that's the kind of vehicle Andreas and I boarded. We traveled 5 continents in 18 months for the first global journey in a gyrocopter. Of course, this was inspired by James Bond and also a German kids program called Robbie Tobby and the Flying Helicopter. And we met children all over the world, asked them about their dreams, and that resulted in a TV program together with German television, and part of the revenues also went back to those kids to make their dream come true. Now, why am I telling you this today? Now, before going for our first global journey, we had no idea about flying, about writing books. And during our pilot's training, our flight instructor insisted that we do a pre-flight check every time before taking off. And during our journey, we became very much aware of the importance of this pre-check, because you don't want to crash, neither as a pilot nor as a startup. And according to CB Insights, 70% of the startups fail after 20 months, although they're earning money and have received funding. Now, my question to you, would you join a company with a failure probability of 70%? No, you wouldn't. Now, we have learned in aviation that a pre-flight check helps. And Idea Scanner is the pre-flight checker based upon AI we offer you to increase the corporate value and assess business ideas. And with natural language understanding and sentiment analysis, we've got permanent analysis of recurring patterns of success factors of companies. And with our digital tool, we make this fantastic know-how of venture capital available to everybody. And thus, we answer the key questions of users, namely, what is the status quo of my business or business idea, or what potential for improvement is there, in order to show on the basis of our success factors how the current business model or the current idea can be improved specifically. We take 3 steps. First of all, scanning. Now, our digital tool offers one magic link which you can use for scan, score, scale. So the status quo of the business idea can quickly be checked on the basis of the success factors. For example, here in the example of daily. So if you've got a product which you use not only once but twice, like using a toothbrush, so that's a success criterion. Now, if you've scanned an idea, the current business model, now what next? Now, with Idea Scanner, we make business ideas measurable for the first time by outputting a score. Now, what does this score mean? Now, in our research found that if you reach a score of less than 40%, then you are rather the so-called walking deads. That's not bad, you just have to know about it. So with a score of below 40, then you are very much project focused. Some of our SME clients, well, here we also talk about the IT system trap. So you've got only customers where with every project you're starting from scratch again, so no scalability. Now that contrasts with an IDEASCANNER score of 70%. That makes you a so-called high potential. Now this does not mean that you have found the philosopher's stone, but it means that you've done your homework, which increases the probability of your idea becoming a success. So now we've scanned the idea. Now we know what the score is, but now the question is, how can the idea or the current business model be improved? And together with a tool and a method, we are unbeatable. And currently we are also establishing IDEASCANNER as a consultancy tool for founders or also at universities. For example, with the help of that tool, students can check and verify the idea, and with the help of the output, then within their team can identify the necessary steps to improve their system. And all of this with the help of the IDEASCANNER. And after they have implemented these actions, they can then scan the idea again. And we have found out that thus, on average, you can thus improve by 20% with the help of the IDEASCANNER score. And thus, IDEASCANNER is the standard tool for scale for accelerated incubator programs and also for founding consultancy. We started at the corporates with Siemens, and they said IDEASCANNER is a real eye-opener and much more effective than others, because the business model canvas does not really tell you how can you improve your idea. The Finance Fem Lab of JP Morgan says IDEASCANNER is a must in all phases from the idea to growth, and they are not only enthusiastic, but they also benefit from the IDEASCANNER very specifically, because IDEASCANNER triggers information and you have to identify those ideas. Now, we've heard before that IDEASCANNER currently is the largest privately funded European research project for success factors of companies, and we're not only using it for startups with the underlying logic, but also for small and medium-sized enterprises, SMEs. And we have developed something which some of our clients call periodic table of company founding. So what we do is we make the company measurable, and here you can see the IDEASCANNER score. That is a basic parameter for company positioning. Then there's the company score, which represents the growth potential of the organization, and there's the sustainability score, which tell you how you are positioned with your company or idea in terms of sustainability. And for each of these colored tiles, that is the value increasing properties, our results offer one single page with a specific description and specific actions on how to implement an improvement. And thus we show small and medium-sized companies how they can increase their revenue potential over the next 5 years. One example is a wholesale company which has been in business for more than 100 years, and the current generation wanted to close down their shop by the end of the year because they felt that their business model was threatened. They had purchased products in the grey market from Poland and Austria and had sold it in Germany, but then German manufacturers blocked this and says, we don't want to have this anymore. So they had to reinvent their business model very quickly, and their only USP had been the price. So if Aldi, for example, said, well, your product is too expensive, I'll source it elsewhere, then they were out of business. Now what we did, well, with IDEASCANNER we analyzed the current market position and we showed them what they can do for the company to acquire several USPs again. And then what we did is we developed AI innovation radar for the company. So from China, from the US, from all different countries, In all of these countries, we analyze innovations which are being launched by startup companies, and in this early phase, we already contact those companies and we tell them we can sell your product in the German or European market, but we want to have exclusive contracts. So at a time when no wholesale company would want to talk to the innovators at all, we already conclude contracts, and these are real USPs. And previously, the son was not interested at all in becoming part of the company, but now he has seen that the company offers a new perspective, so probably he's going to university and then join the management of the company. So we have supported lots of companies in the past from different industries, from the large plant engineering company whom we now supported to switch to production of synthetic kerosene, all the way to transport companies or cosmetics companies. For them, we offered them to take a photograph of the facial skin, which then be the basis for a recommendation for the ideal skincare product. Now, all of these companies did not have any USP before. They had hardly any growth potential and return, and we all identified ways and means for them to improve their corporate value by a factor of 2 to 10. All in all, in the last 12 months, we thus identified an increase in revenue potential of 602 million euros for small and medium-sized companies. So we create USPs not only for startups but also for SMEs by scanning the company with the help of AI, which then will produce a score as an output, which is then the basis for identifying scale, namely the potential to increase through innovation. Now, if you're interested, we are offering a free pre-scan on our website, ideascanner.com or .de, that would be the German version. And if you want to, you can enter some information on your company, and then you will get a first scan performed by AI for free. And if you're interested in the business idea assessment, what Mel presented to you with the app, which you can use to scan a startup or a business idea, then you will get a free demo from Mel. Yes, well, just contact me via email or LinkedIn, and if you're interested in our slides, then just scan this code here and then you can download the file, the slides. Well, Melanie, Andreas, thank you very much for being here, and once again, if you want to talk to them, then you can meet them in the speaker's corner in the neighboring Martin Schleyer Hall. Thanks a lot.